All
So
right.
there's a couple of clips of you guys performing that I was watching today. I don't know if we can teach us if you're ready to like cut them in or not.
Ooh.
I can, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And we are live.
We're live?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right. Hi, guys. So this is Danny from the DMV Music Alliance, and we are here today with Bitter Luck, who is performing next Friday night at DC9 in Washington, D.C. And I'm here also with a couple of our teammates, Tejas and Matt, who really needs to explain what this amazing grooves is here in a minute, because as far as long as I know you, I don't know. But yeah, so Better Luck, welcome. Do you guys want to do kind of intros and let us know your individual names?
Totally.
Yeah, sure.
My name is Ian Eschenberg. I'm the singer.
My name's Eric Levy. I'm the drummer.
My name's Andre Wells. I'm the guitar player.
My name's Will Geis. I'm the bass player.
Awesome. Tejas, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit? And Matt?
Yes. My name is Tejas. I work with DMV for local frequency. I help Danny to organize these events, and I love music, so I'll be watching the live stream of the event as well. And I hope I'll make it to DC to view you guys live.
Yeah.
And excited for it.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we sure hope so.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have volunteers from all over. It's pretty amazing. That's not what I expected when I founded a nonprofit, but yeah, literally from all over the globe. Matt, who is in DC, just what is Amazing Grooves?
Well, it was just a name that it was in there. Someone called, said I was amazing. So that's why I put it as that. So
All right, awesome. Well, Matt handles our local field marketing, let's say street team field marketing type of stuff. Yeah. So all right, so Better Luck. So I listened to your stuff and it sounds like the type of music I personally miss. I'm gonna date myself here, but it's very like raunchy, raw, spirited, that type of thing. How do you guys like to describe your music to people who haven't seen your videos, who don't know who you are?
I would say the thing that works about us is that we feel like we're playing music that we just want to play, and I'm really hoping that when people listen to us, they kind of get that sense. But we kind of describe it as like rock and roll with like a progressive twist, kind of the raw, dirty rock and roll of like Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses, and even some modern stuff like Dirty Honey, and then kind of mixing it with Rush and Winery Dogs, and we just kind of like have a wide network of influences, but it's kind of that little Venn diagram that works really well for us. But yeah, it's like a rock and roll with a twist sort of thing.
For sure.
Um,
Full of raunchiness.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched a clip about how your name, you came up with your name, but do you want to tell us about that and tell us how did you guys get started? And I love to know how musicians first got into music to the point where they're like, no, I got to do this for the rest of my life.
So I mean, I can take the name one. So we had kind of come up with like a different list, like going over for like months because we wanted to make sure we had the perfect name. So we kind of made a short list of things, and Bitter Luck kind of stood out to us. We were like, eh. And then like for about a week, like some weird things kind of happened where like he got pulled over leaving practice one day. My backpack I had for like 10 years was still sturdy as could be, just randomly broke. My lanyard broke on me. Just some things where I'm kind of like, this is a stroke of like, well, bitter luck that is kind of been happening to us. So like, why not roll with it? And didn't look back.
The universe gave us our name.
Truly.
Some events.
And you guys have only been around since January of this year, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
so I have been working in the music business for over a couple decades. I don't know that I've seen very many bands who have already done as much as you guys have in 11 months. Like, I will say you guys are kicking ass with what I like to call is all the other shit that musicians have to do besides being a musician. So I want to hear more about that. But yeah, so tell me, how you guys got to the point where you're like, no, this is what I got to do for the rest of my life?
I mean, at least speaking for myself, like being in a band with people that sort of are like-minded and like want to do the same sort of thing has kind of just been the dream for like as long as I can remember. And I think, he and I met in a previous band, And, as we were in that band, we sort of realized more and more that we kind of had the same vision and the same goals, and, it kind of deviated a little bit from where we were at the time. So we kind of left that, and, we started kind of putting out feelers for, a guitar player and a bass player. And at least from my opinion, like, we had to find the best people. We kind of knew our worth, and I don't mean that in a kind of a boasting way, but like, we wanted to have a very high standard for a project. So I mean, I know he came in through Ian, and he was in a, or I guess kind of certainly is in another band that played with us before I joined. And we got Will in the fold, and then it was kind of a matter of like looking for the perfect guitar player. And then he hit me up in January and was like, hey, wildfires in LA, I can't go out there anymore. Like, I'm kind of looking for a project. And we got in a room and walked out with our first single, Haunted Hills. And
Yeah,
we kind of
first
went
day.
from there.
Yeah. What about the rest of you guys? How did you get, what was the point where you went from just like being a kid, picking up an instrument to this is what you absolutely have to do?
I think building off of kind of what Eric had said, I mean, I know for me in high school, like I was in a pretty serious band and whatnot, and really thought about things going on with that, and like really committing to like, practicing every day after school, this, that, and the other. That kind of fell apart. And so then when I kind of came back into music with the last band that I was in with Eric, and kind of coming up through that and really like finding that love of like, I'd always loved music, but like being able to play out again and just have that connection like with people through the music, whether it's the live aspect of it with like the audience right there too. And yeah, I mean, it's just been kind of chasing that ever since getting back into it for myself, which was 2021 on a regular, more serious basis. So, but on to these guys.
Yeah, and then I mean, for me, I mean, I mean, just like these guys, I've always had just a huge love for music. I mean, I remember blasting AC/DC and George Thorogood in the car with my dad, and on top of Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings and other stuff that shows no reflection whatsoever in our music. But
Not yet.
I mean, really, the big driver for me for pursuing music and really doing it. I mean, I had an uncle that played in bands in the area for a long time, and I always thought that was super cool. And I was like, hey, maybe I could do that. He's got a bunch of buddies that he could do. And growing up with two sisters and no brothers, you kind of look for reasons to get out and meet dudes and be able to hang out and do the thing. And so I mean, really, it started in middle school, and ever since I've just been playing and getting together in bands and making music, and then finding just the right fit with these guys, and the rest is history.
Yeah, it seems like we all had like very similar like upbringings with our music journeys, like individually. But I definitely, at least from my life and my perspective of like figuring out what I wanted to do in life, it kind of jumped from different things over the years. And having a lot of different like pathways kind of just collapsed from underneath. And music was always kind of like that consistent, and specifically like guitar. So I knew probably from like, 2021 was around the same time I was like, this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that lines up with you. But everything leading up to meeting these guys never felt like it ever like go over the hill. And then meeting in that what was the rehearsal room that we Crescendo, yeah. Like there's just a feeling in that room that felt like this was that project that you've been looking for,
Yeah, when it just all comes together, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like unspoken in a way too.
Yeah.
Like, we all felt
It was like a magic in the air.
So obviously, and I apologize, I don't remember all your names, but the one on my right, so obviously I'm guessing your parents were very supportive of you being like a rock star. What about the rest of you guys? Was like, what challenges have you guys had that obviously you've overcome, but yeah.
I would say the big one is making sure you have enough money to support the dream. I mean, we all have day jobs and, work our asses off, pardon my French if that's not allowed, but I mean, we all work day jobs to get by and make sure that we have the money to do what we want to do on our free time, and, pursue the dream of not having to do those day jobs. And then on top of that, I mean, paying for, buying merch to sell and logo, album artwork, advertising space for shows, and our social media account, just trying to build up all of that. All that has a cost, and it adds up quick. So for me, it's I'm fortunately very lucky. I work a pretty good job, and we're able to do a lot of what we want to do with it. But I would say money is really a big one.
Yeah, but we all have pretty supportive parents. At least I can
That
speak for
too.
myself, and they're all, my parents have kind of been through the ringer with me. Like my brother's a football player, so we kind of have opposite ends of the spectrum in my family. But they've done the whole thing. My dad's rooted for me before and gone to all my shows, and just supported band after band after band. So at this point, I think he's like used to it. But I know both of you guys are good parents too in that regard.
100%. Honestly, like having that support system, like emotionally from like family, has been a huge like motivator for this project too. At least I can speak from my perspective. I know we all have all of our parents kind of come to our shows. So
Yeah, that's awesome, because I don't hear that much. So, so are you guys are going on the tour, right? Did I see something about that?
We just got back from a short run. We played what was this? The Black Friday we played down in Lynchburg, Virginia with the Retrograde, and then
They're like a touring band out of Tallahassee.
yeah,
They
touring
kinda made
band
their
out
way
of
around.
Tallahassee, and then
Open for like Blackberry Smoke and bands like that.
Saturday we drove from Lynchburg, Virginia, all the way down to Nashville to make our Nashville debut, and then hit the road back on Sunday. Came back up here, and we've just been riding that high a little bit ever since. Now we're working on putting together some other stuff going forward. I think we're looking at Florida here in the near future.
All right. Are you guys doing the kind of driving down in a car and hanging out with friends, or how are you guys doing your tour? Like, especially with everything costing so much these days.
You're asking the questions we're asking ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I mean,
the hope is to eventually get a tour van and be able to kind of have something. Will and I work from home. And so we've talked about, like if we get a bus, we can get like a Starlink and we can kind of work from the road. These guys can kind of end up being our Uber drivers for, hours and hours on end.
taxi drivers.
But, so yeah, we're still in talks about it. I think maybe if we do a run in March, we're very early stages of maybe doing a Florida run with a band we know. We might fly down for that one and like rent a van, but long term, since we know we wanted to kind of do a longer tour, it's a matter of that financial investment to get a van. But it's kind of just like one step at a time.
Right.
I think a key principle in what we do is we don't want to do something that doesn't make sense, especially financially, because we're putting a lot of money in. So we're not just gonna like splurge on a van if we don't need a van.
Yeah, we're not a half-cocked kind of band. We're always
We try to be smart. It doesn't work all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, with all the bands that I have hung out with and gotten to know and worked with and stuff, I mean, you guys really are kicking ass. I was really, really impressed with all the things you've done in 10 months' time. 11 months, yeah.
That means a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of bands, musicians, they don't want to do that shit, right? Artist managers don't always want to do that shit. So yeah, it was very, very impressive and great to see all the things that you guys have done. So Tejas and Matt, I have some other questions I'm going to ask them, but if you guys have anything you want to throw in there,
Yes. So as you guys said, you are a young band, and you also do your main job with your music career. And at what point did you think that was it a spark, or was it a moment that you thought that now I should start my music career as well, or was that from the start?
I don't think we can say that we're starting a music career just yet. I think,
But I mean, not a music career, but like, was there any event or something that happened that pushed you towards creating this lovely band and starting performing?
Yeah, I think like we said, I think this is something that we've been dreaming about, since we were kids, like, we all had our favorite bands and we all had posters on the wall with our favorite musicians and whatnot. And I think if you're gonna do it, and obviously that's not saying you can't do it younger or older, but at least for where we all are in our lives, I think this is the perfect time. We're
Mhm.
kind of out of school and we're kind of getting started in our careers. And, he and I work remote and they have a lot of flexibility, that this was the kind of time to put something together. Like it's kind of a now or never thing because in 10 years we all could have kids and
You had more risk appetite
right.
now.
Yeah. So it's almost like if you build it now and it works and it's successful, then you can kind of build the rest of your life around kind of having
Right.
it.
Mhm. It's like planting the seed at the right moment.
Exactly.
Right.
Hmm.
Did you just mention the Rainbow Room? Is that what I heard? No.
No,
I didn't know
we
that.
What
know,
do-
at least I know the way Rainbow.
Where's the Rainbow Room?
Out in California.
That
the
one.
rainbow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it
on
is
the
it on
strip.
Sunset?
Yeah, it's on
it's on
Sunset.
Sunset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought you just said something about the Rainbow Room, and I'm like, oh wait, he.
We would love to play
He sat in Lemmy's chair before. Or was that a different?
That's
They have a statue of him there now, right?
they do.
Of Lemmy?
Yeah, Lemmy.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay. Cool.
Didn't he have like a slot machine next to his chair?
He did not next to, in front of.
Oh.
They just have it like partitioned off, like you can view, but you can't inhabit it.
Yeah, you can just pretty much. That's where he's at. You go.
Dang.
Sacred ground.
I gotta see that someday.
It'd be really cool for us to play some of those famous spots over there.
Troubadour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Troubadour, Viper Room.
Like-
We've heard those are pay to play though. These
Yeah.
days. They kind of go off of their classic namesake.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Yeah.
All right, so what posters were on your walls?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ace,
Led Zeppelin.
Guns N'
Yeah.
Roses.
Rush, yeah.
Nirvana, Rage Against the Machine, Foo Fighters.
On like the one Beatles. Oh, I know you're
Shout out
you're a
Dave
Paul
Grohl
McCartney
for
guy.
Oh, I had
Of
a big
course.
Paul McCartney
Yeah.
Wings poster. Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen's a big one for me.
Yep.
Blink-182. I know these guys laugh me.
Bruce
because
Springsteen,
I love
Blink-182.
Blink-182. Love it.
Mountain.
Yeah.
You had a mountain poster? Where are you getting a mountain poster?
Where are you getting a mountain
the,
poster?
Like the local
Burning it.
FYE. Fucking mountain poster. It's like I love mountain, don't get me wrong, but like
go hate on Liz.
I'm just
no.
like where are you getting that?
Where are you
Damn.
getting?
Yeah.
DIY.
Oh, okay.
Google images.
The early days of Amazon. Like
Internet's a popular place.
Jeff Bezos, show me a mountain poster. Oh, that's cool. Damn.
A lot of bands.
Yeah,
a lot of bands.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it.
Matt, did you have any questions before we get into some juicy stuff?
Ooh.
Oh.
You can say no.
I don't really have really any, too many questions. But what's your favorite local venue to play at?
Uh,
Good question.
Do we have to have played it, or could it be somewhere we want to play?
Well,
One,
want
just-
to play is fine too. Yeah.
I mean, I guess out of the ones we've played, we've only played Pie Shop twice.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
pie shop.
Pie shop's a lot.
I've played a lot of venues around here, and pie
Yeah.
shops pretty high on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love to play Songbird at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Atlantis would be a great one too.
9:30.
9:30,
9:30.
yeah.
I mean, it's got like that would just be.
History.
And then of
That
course,
would be
one day we'll hit the anthem.
Oh, yeah.
Anthem is sick.
Or we forgot about Pearl Street too.
Pearl-
Yeah,
we're-
Pearl-
Oh yeah.
Because we play. I don't know if you
Pearl
played
Street's
it?
a nice venue.
No, I've never
We've played there a couple times.
Yeah.
yeah, I personally don't like to book there. I love the guys, I love the venue, but it's impossible, for fans to get into it and things like that.
The hard
Um,
location,
yeah.
the wharf and whatnot.
Communication, yeah. And I can't say anything about the 9:30 Club as much as I would love to right now with all of the stuff that's going on. But yeah, I worked there for like 14 years. So
Oh,
some
damn.
other time when we're not on camera and we want to get into
Totally fair.
yeah. Okay, cool. Tejas, anything else from either one of you?
We can proceed to the juicy stuff.
I think we're all curious.
Yeah.
Not too juicy, but tell me about what your music is about and what cool stuff has been the subject of your songs.
Oh,
yeah.
I think we're on it.
should we just start with the inception?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Immaculate Conception.
so Haunted Hills, I guess I'll ask you this. What do you think Haunted Hills is about? Out of curiosity.
Oh lordy.
It can be anything. There's no wrong answer. I'm just curious with the way you asked that question.
Oh no. I will say that's the song where you sing really, really fast, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Someone that's like a tongue twister. And I know that there was a conversation with you about can anybody understand what he's
Oh,
saying?
that's no
That's
no
no
vanity.
vanity.
That's no
Yeah.
vanity.
Yeah.
Is that not all the songs?
Well, yeah, but especially that one.
especially that. Okay,
Especially
fair.
the ending of that one.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
I'm
I mean,
convinced you don't know what you're singing there.
Oh, I know what I'm saying then. I can't blame people who don't.
Do the Spotify lyrics ever get it wrong sometimes? Or-
No, because we
No,
have
'cause
we
Oh,
make
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's not like he had to time that.
I synced it.
I
did.
The hours you put
it
into
was,
that.
Yeah, it was a struggle. My finger hurt really hard.
My finger hurty.
Chased it down like that, yeah. Yeah, so Haunted Hills is about my my childhood obsession with Elvira. And it's funny because I didn't really, I've seen clips of Elvira and like I maybe seen a clip or two as a kid, but really how much her imagery has become like associated with just, every autumn Halloween. And as a kid, I'd always see like Elvira imagery come around and I just would kind of come up with like, oh, my dream spooky woman sort of thing, and just, sometimes childhood things like that carry on into adulthood. And we were just writing the song and I was just like, what if? And it just kind of came about. And I hope that doesn't like let anybody down in that regard. Like, I know that one, like,
He's just relieved he didn't get fired.
I guess so, honestly. Shout out to Cassandra Peterson, of course, as Elvira, Mistress of the Dawn.
Anything else? I'm curious why. So remind me your names, or the one in the black leather coat.
Oh, my name's Andre.
Andre. So you were starting to crack up when I asked that question. So now we have to know what.
Oh boy.
Oh, yes.
I mean, mainly that song was the one that came to my head. Just a lot of the innuendos they use.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you use innuendo?
It might be a couple. It might be a couple.
Maybe a few.
It won't be our last song. That
No.
probably along that topic though.
Rock and roll is known for great innuendos. No, I mean, look at AC/DC.
Right.
AC/DC had some great innuendo, some of the most iconic innuendo you could say in rock and roll. But yeah, it's just a fun song. I don't know.
You do you guys know the story? God, I'm trying to remember it now. The story of how AC/DC got its name.
Yeah, it's a power.
Yeah,
It's alternating current.
Yeah,
direct.
alternating current direct.
Is that really what they named it? I always thought that was just like a joke.
Yeah, it was
Not
just-
the story behind it.
Which on a sewing machine.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
Huh.
Well, because
or
there's
at least
like
that's what I always heard, because you could run it either off direct current or alternating current, depending on whether you
AC
plugged-
slash DC.
whether you plugged it into the wall or if you plugged it into a power supply.
Yeah.
had something with like high voltage or something. They were like, oh,
Well, that's just high voltage. It's
Just
just
plays
it's
off
a
the
play
name.
off of
Mhm.
power.
It's like show your hand.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
there's also something about Antichrist and Devil's Child.
Oh.
Oh,
That sounds like how people think NIB is like
Yeah,
a devil worship, and then
that's
it turns
exactly
out
what I was
it's
gonna say.
towards
Yeah.
goatee. But What do I-
And their sisters inspired the logo and yeah, but anyway. Okay, so what else? Anything else regarding your music? What like like if people are interested in certain types of music and certain subject matters and things like that, like is it just kind of like all fun stuff, or is there serious stuff? Is there girls in there? Like, tell us.
there's Elvira.
So Haunted Hills is obviously that's Elvira. I mean, I guess I could like lyrically as a rundown for each of the songs. The Ropes is a song that lyrically deals with like kind of an annoyance with I I know in my last band, like we'd play like a lot of places and like people kind of come up to you like you drunk and like a lot of like, it's when people are like talking to you for this long amount of time and like kind of like doing these like saying these certain things to you in the moment and like you're kind of like, hey, like I just kind of want to get away for like a set, but they're kind of just drowning you, and it's not even like a love bomb thing, but just in just like this conversation of like, but trying to be able to like get away from that, and that's
People that act like they know what they're talking about, and you're stuck hearing them, and you don't have a way out.
right, sort of thing like that. So I kind of wrote that song about that. No Vanity was a play on kind of I don't know, I'd always kind of imagined like, when you see the stereotypical sort of social media Instagram girl sort of thing. And I always wonder, you know what I mean? The ones where everything just looks so perfect all the time and kind of imagining like what would it be like to be with somebody like that. I just, just an idea like of kind of like what would an experience like that sort of be? It kind of morphed into something else when I kind of went back and looked at the lyrics. I won't go into that, but that was an interesting sort of revelation in terms of, I'm writing the song in this way, and it kind of turns out to be about this own, different experience in my life. City Streams is about a girl. It was about a girl I was dating and her having to go back to Germany and kind of reckoning like, with the feelings that were left after that situation and whatnot. And then am I missing
Back
anything?
on the shelf.
Back on the Shelf. Yes, we're back on it.
Back on the Shelf.
Back on the Shelf was a song that lyrically I kind of wrote just from the point of like just feeling down, not even like a certain, like a certain spell of feeling down, or there was a certain thing or this, that, and the other, but just the feeling of just feeling down, just those days when you wake up and you're like, I just don't want to deal with it. Like nothing is really kind of just a general sense of depression. And just not feeling and feeling like you want to attack the day or anything that comes with it. I'm just kind of reckoning with those feelings and what does that mean? Does that look like what? Yeah.
So we have somebody else who joined us, Zach. Do you want to?
What's up, guys?
What up, dude?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I got dragged down by the man earlier. Seriously. But I'm here now, and I'm lucky to be here with you guys. Thanks for having me. I'm Zach from Live at Zach's House. I'm happy to be here with you guys. Bitter Luck, man. They do it better than anybody, honestly. So I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Zach put us on first, is what he won't tell you. He's too humble, but he hooked us up.
No.
Stu's a homie and a half, so
Yeah.
glad to have you, dude.
Yeah. DMV Music Alliance, I also appreciate you having us here and putting this all together for us. It's a good time. I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm like I said, I'm happy to be here.
No, that's okay. So we want to hear about this man that that held you up. You get it. Scoop.
I have a 9-to-5 job, and it just kind of took me over a little bit. So I was putting all my stuff together, but it happens. I keep a job so that I can play music. That's kind of how it works for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I did it for I am not a musician. Actually, so when I was in high school, I was president of like one of our very first choruses in that particular high school.
Okay.
And really, really close to my chorus teacher. And he announced one day, right before I graduated, that I was one of the worst singers he had ever heard.
That's toxic. That's toxic. I don't love that. I don't love that.
I love him to death, yeah. So I definitely, but yeah, it's unfortunately there's so few people that can, quit their day job. So how you guys, do all of the stuff that you have to do on the side besides being a musician, besides your day job, besides having families, besides decorating a Christmas tree behind you.
Just the season. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So is that going to be videos when you do play music there at your? So tell us about the name. Live at Zach's.
Live at Zach's House is such a funny name for a band, and it really wasn't supposed to be Live at Zach's House. It was like a casualty of circumstance almost. So I'm a big fan of Hall and Oates, and Daryl Hall has a web series called Live from Daryl's House, and basically the concept of what he does is just invite some of his like good friends or favorite musicians to come to his house in his garage and play music with him. And they play like Hall and Oates songs. They play songs that the guest has written. And it's just such a really cool concept. And so when I started playing music in DC, like 5 years ago or so, I was like, what I want is kind of a collective. And so I am not a good, I don't know, I'm not a good band namer. It's such a difficult thing to do. And so I kind of, it's just kind of an homage, or kind of started as an idea or kind of a concept. And so we invited different singers, we invited different musicians, you know, and we played original music. So like original songs that I had written, but it was just a bunch of different versions. And every time that you showed up, you got a different version. And I just thought that was really cool. And I didn't think I would have a band for a long time. I thought it was just a very brief period. And then lo and behold, those guys and gals stuck around. And so then we were a band, and then we kind of had to figure out what to do with that. And so the concept became a band, and then we formed a band, and we've been playing live music together with this specific lineup for, I feel like, a year and a half or close to it. And so we have like learned each other's strengths and weaknesses, and found what we like to play. And so it turned into that. So that's where we're here. That's how we found ourselves here.
Yeah. So tell us about your music for those who haven't listened to your stuff, haven't seen your
Sure.
video.
So we call ourselves like um blues rock. And so I guess it's not, I don't I guess the genre, if I could get hyper specific, would be blues fusion, because we're a little rock, we're a little pop, we're a little blues, we're like classic. I don't know, we're a little bit of everything. I guess that kind of goes back to the concept thing.
So I am looking to see what AI is gonna say.
Oh no.
Said some weird things about us, man.
Yeah.
We have done this before
Yeah.
as well.
Listen, don't believe her. Whatever she says, don't believe him. Don't believe AI.
No.
You know, I love playing around with it just to kind of see what it says. You know, it's kind of like in the old days when you guys used to like Google yourselves, right? Now we ask ourselves AI. But well, actually, it's not saying much.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that's kind of disappointing. I love playing around with it. But okay, so how did you get into music? And I mean, we know a little bit about your influences, but like
Mhm.
how did you get into it as a kid? Like at what point did you know, okay, this is what you want to do for the rest of your life?
Ooh, that's that's a loaded question. I feel like my mom is a singer. She's a singer and a guitar player, and growing up she was a wedding singer. I'm the youngest of four, and I was the only one that picked up guitar. And so I started playing guitar when I was 12. I'm not a guitar player. I don't tell people I'm a guitar player. When you come see us live at DC9, you'll see that I put really, really talented musicians around me just so that I can sound better and look better. It's but I started writing music when I was 12, playing guitar, learning simple chords. My brother told me I should join choir when I was a sophomore in high school because they needed more male singers. And so I joined as a sophomore in high school and then put those two things together and it kind of took off from there.
What is your cat's name? Because he's making
I know. He's a black cat. He's his name is Louis. He's French. He's from Louisville, Kentucky. He's a good cat.
Yeah. I have a few, and of course I had to name them after rock stars. So my black cat is named Slash. You know.
Oof.
Nice.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
have Slash, I have Kravitz, and I have Nikki after Nikki Sixx.
Oh, hey, all right.
Yeah. So Nikki's the mom, and then Slash and Kravitz are brothers. And at the time I named them, I did not realize. I mean, obviously I was fans of them. I did not realize that those two actually consider themselves brothers and went to high school together.
Right. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was just
That's
thinking,
crazy.
Yeah. So I have pictures of Slash and Kravitz, and then the real Slash and Kravitz. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Them make a song together, like the real Kravitz and Slash.
Yeah, yeah, talk about childhood fantasies. All right. One other question I like to ask all the musicians. Do you have any Spinal Tap moments you want to share? Have you guys watched Spinal Tap?
Yeah,
Have
oh
you-
yeah.
We watched it with Dan a couple months ago.
I feel like you can't be a musician without watching Spinal Tap at some point.
Yeah. I mean,
I've asked musicians this, and they've never even heard of the movie.
they've never heard of Spinal Tap?
And they call themselves musicians.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, any Spinal Tap moments?
no.
Any funny stories? Any?
You want to take the Zach or
Well, let Zach take it first.
We definitely.
I don't really have a specific Spinal Tap moment, but I'm always turning up the volume. I just want it. I'll blow my ears out if I have to. I just that's kind of how we live it. So I don't have a specific moment or like instance where I reference it, but it lives inside of me forever, for sure.
No stage mishaps or falling off the stage or cocoons not opening or and then all the people watching who have no idea what I'm talking about, please go watch the original movie. I haven't seen. There's a new one, right? I haven't.
sequel. You guys see that? I
No,
still
we're
didn't
supposed
see
to
that.
be together.
Yeah, we need to watch that. We need to sit down and watch that.
Tonight.
After
Okay.
I'm not
Jiffy
a
Pop.
But yeah, no, we you want to go into the
We have
full snafu we have?
well, I mean, we've had a couple of snafu.
Oh, sweet! I'm excited to hear about.
Well, we've had. I mean,
Curious what they are.
how many
Yeah.
times has Eric had a cymbal fall over?
Oh yeah, that was some fun.
Well,
Did that count
what
as?
about- what about? I mean, well, it's
One?
it's a mishap.
It's a mishap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
light. It's light.
fun.
Well, you had your eyes lit up, which is Spinal Tap.
Yeah,
We
because
think-
we're all thinking about the same moment.
you should explain your.
You want me to explain?
Yeah, it's your story, man.
All right. Well, so I think the day was August 7th, 8th.
What was the weather like?
It was
It
very,
was really hot.
very misty. A fog drained the air. We were playing our second show at this place relatively close by called Calypso's down in Reston. We're playing with our good friends Guy Bushi and Ben from GXP. And so this was after, was it like a day after or like a week after our first show at Pie Shop?
It was like
2
weeks after.
2 weeks after. So we were already kind of like getting the ball rolling on like the whole live performing at this point. And so like throughout the set, it was honestly going really well, especially for just like the room that we were working with, like sound wise. It was a very interesting layout. And we got roughly halfway through our set, most of our originals done, killed them. And we came across one of the covers that we added to the set, which was What Is and What Should Never Be by Led Zeppelin. And that song in the middle section on guitar requires a slide. And we get to the slide part of that section of the song, play it I kind of play it how I do, not exactly to the record. And most guitar players, when you're done with your slide, like you'll need it for like a certain point of the song. Um, most of them tend to like throw it on the ground, and I didn't realize that most professionals have like big carpets and stuff. um, and so I knew that Eric had like a drum rug underneath his kit to keep it from sliding. And so my dumbass thought I could like toss it over very all sly, and the moment that it fell, it slipped off my finger and it shattered all over.
It made a lot of YouTube boomers really, really angry.
Yeah, it went viral on YouTube, and yeah, got the boomers very angry at us.
Tejas, you're gonna have to dig that one up so you can see it. Yeah,
It's there.
yeah.
I didn't even hear like the glass shatter.
Yeah, you can.
You
Yeah.
hear the clink.
It's like dead silent right after the guitar solo is over, and like right before I come in with like the third verse.
And you like glare like for a second.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know what happened.
It
It's like we
Oh.
play it up in the clip, like with like in video text that like I actually didn't know what happened. The video makes you think as if I knew what happened and like looked over at him. I didn't hear anything. I didn't like not until after our set. I'm like, where'd all this broken glass come from?
was blood.
I'm just like, what?
Why is our guitar player?
Like what broke? Somebody dropped like a beer glass or something? Like what is going on here? Sort of thing. But no, it was just like a funny little moment. And the whole thing of it going on YouTube, like we honestly didn't expect that to do what it did. And that was kind of our first foray into kind of, you know, people having different opinions on the internet and conveying those opinions in very interesting ways, of course, using very interesting language. But it was honestly, you know, it was a very pivotal kind of moment of being like, okay, like, especially if we, for our music per se, you know, once we really kind of have that going out there, people are going to come back with a lot of different things to say, this, that, and the other. We can't be dissuaded by it, you know, because social media is such a big tool, you know, for bands like us and Zach and the Dead Queens and all that. You know, for pushing our music out there and really hoping, you know, to get people to like take a chance on what we do. You know, that's the hope with any of it. None of the content actually matters beyond like, hey, please just listen to our music, give it a chance. That's all we care.
We just need more Spinal Tap moments.
True.
We get your tunes for DC9.
Yeah. Can we trap DC9 at all? You know, just for these.
11, 18-inch Stonehead.
Right. We'll put
Zach,
the
you want
Stonehead
to-
order now. Yeah.
Zach, do you guys want to borrow our Stonehenge or something?
I mean, if you can part ways with it briefly, then we'll probably hang it out. Yeah, we can take it. We'll take it.
Have the
Yeah.
set
You're
graphics.
gonna have to bring it next week now, you know.
We're gonna have to.
I'll get my diorama paint ready.
Oh yeah.
Remember 18 inches.
18 inches.
Zach, how about you?
I mean, yeah, I think that we're still talking about mishaps on stage, right?
We're talking about whatever you want to talk about, but yeah, fun
No.
stuff, you know. I mean, we're always talking business and serious stuff, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I'll use this time to just tell you about how good of a band Bitter Luck is and how much fun I have had seeing them kind of develop. You know, I knew Ian beforehand and ran into him a couple of times in you know the DMV music scene, and just, I mean, you can't go to a show and hear Ian sing and not be captivated. I mean, it's just, it's a really cool thing. And then finding, you know, four musicians, or I guess, you know, there's only three of you, four for live at Zach's house, but three musicians around you that are just at such a high caliber of musician. It's such a fun time, such a good show. I can't stress enough how excited I am to see these guys continue to play. I mean, we played with Light Watch, which is a band out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and you know, somebody passed along live at Zach's house name, and Ian had gotten in touch with me, and he was like, "All right, you know, like I got a new band going. We're the real deal." And I was like, "Let's do it." And just absolutely blown away. And looking forward to seeing what happens in the future with these guys.
Yeah,
So much for
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you so much, dude.
Dude, you
Yeah.
guys crushed at that gig too. Like seeing y'all up there, like
Yeah.
everything was just phenomenal.
I think people need to be excited because like what you were saying in the description of what you guys do, Zach, you guys are that fusion and can really offer like so many different things. Yeah, with the many different like, you know, musicians you put around yourself in what the group is. And yeah, I think when people come out to see us, you know, the 19th, like they're really gonna be, it's really gonna be a great show. So
Yeah, and the Dead Queens are awesome too. They're such a good band. Good,
Mhm.
just a good. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
It's a good
Yeah.
line.
It's a great lineup.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. And yeah, we will put all the links for everybody in the all the posts and all of that type of stuff. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. And if you guys want to stay on, and Tejas, if